Sometimes, the world feels a little emptier all at once. In just the last 24 hours, we've lost people who were the firsts in their fields. Visionaries who coached us through our favorite games, and voices that helped us understand the world a little better. Today isn't just about reporting names and dates. It's about taking a quiet moment to remember the legends who recently said their final goodbyes. Let's honor their journey. James F. Sunda, the melody of hope. In the world of music, we lost a true giant of the Indonesian scene. James F. Sunda passed away on May 7th at the age of 70. Born in 1955, James was the architect behind one of the most beloved songs in Asian history, Lilin Lilin Kessel or Little Candles. That song didn't just win awards. It became a symbol of hope and light for generations of listeners. He had this rare gift of writing melodies that never aged. Even decades later, his music still feels as fresh and emotional as the day it was released. The Indonesian music industry has lost a pillar of creativity, but his songs will stay lit like the candles he wrote about. Philip Caputo, the truth teller. We also lost Philip Caputo on May 7th at the age of 84. Philip wasn't just a writer. He was a man who lived through the fire and came back to tell us what it was really like. As a young Marine in Vietnam, he saw the raw, human cost of conflict and turned that pain into his masterpiece, A Rumor of War. He won a Pulitzer Prize because he refused to lie to his readers. Over his life, he gave us 19 books, always searching for the truth in the middle of chaos. Joni Lamb, the builder of faith. In broadcasting, Joni Lamb's passing on May 7th marks the end of an era. Born in 1960, she was 65. Joni didn't just appear on TV. She built the house. Along with her husband, she founded the Daystar television network, turning it into one of the largest Christian platforms in the world. She was a pioneer for women in media, proving you could lead a global organization while keeping a warm, personal connection with your audience. For millions, she was a source of daily comfort. Ravi Pundit, the tech visionary. In India, the tech world is mourning Ravi Pundit, who left us on May 8th at 75. Born in 1950, Ravi was one of the original architects of the Indian IT boom. When he co-founded KPIT Technologies, he pushed for cleaner and smarter technology long before it was a trend. He proved that India was a global leader in software, and his legacy is in every piece of tech his company helped perfect. Pat Caputo, the voice of Detroit. Detroit sports fans woke up to a sad reality today. Pat Caputo, born in 1959, died on May 7th at 67. Pat was the guy you'd argue with over the radio, or read in the morning paper. He spent decades on WXYT-FM, becoming the pulse of the city's sports scene. He wasn't just reporting scores. He was sharing the passion of the fans. The airwaves in Michigan are going to feel very quiet without his voice.
Jamie Aparicio Rodewald, the Trailblazer. At the age of 96, we said goodbye to Jamie Aparicio Rodewald on May 7th. Born in 1929, Jamie was a man of firsts. He was a Colombian Olympic hurdler in 1948 and 1956. He represented South America on the world stage when training was incredibly difficult, paving the way for every Colombian athlete we see in the Olympics today. He lived a full, legendary life. Eugenio Benigni, the shepherd. In Italy, Bishop Eugenio Benigni passed away on May 7th at 91. Born in 1934, he spent his life in service, leading the Diocese of Massa Carrara Pontremoli for nearly 20 years. He was a shepherd who stayed close to his people, offering a steady hand and a kind heart. Even in retirement, he remained a source of peace for his community. Kapila Chandrasena, the leader. Finally, we remember Kapila Chandrasena, who passed on May 8th at 61. Born in 1964, Kapila was a brilliant leader who steered Sri Lanka's biggest industries. As CEO of Sri Lankan Airlines, he was the guy making the big decisions to keep his country connected to the world. He was an engineer by trade and a leader by nature, helping modernize his nation's infrastructure.
Joe Sensor, the Vikings' heart. For NFL fans, Joe Sensor was a name that meant reliability. Born in 1956, Joe passed away on May 7th at 69. If you were a Minnesota Vikings fan in early 80s, you knew Joe was the guy who would catch the impossible ball. He was a Pro Bowler who worked harder than anyone else on the field. After football, he stayed in Minnesota and remained a huge part of the community. He was the kind of legend who never forgot his fans.
9 lives, 9 very different paths, but each left the world different than they found it. Which of these stories touched you the most today? Maybe it was the melody of James Sunda or the grit of Joe Sensor. Please share your memories in the comments. We read every single one. Thank you for spending this time with us to honor them. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.